RTX 5090 prices are flying higher than your GPU temps. NVIDIA new app update might actually make gaming smoother. Intel's new Core Ultra chips have leaked again, and AMD just confirmed something big. Alright, let's start with the big one, and by big I mean 2600 euros big, because now, as you can see, RTX 5090 in Germany pricing is looking terrible. And what I mean by terrible is, as you can tell, it's reaching up to 2600 to 2800. Already in US, Asus has the ROG Astral LC version going over 3400 USDs. At that price, the card should come with its own power plant, a personal butler, and maybe even an apology letter from Jensen Huang, because what is that pricing? And now, if you've seen the graphs already, you'll notice a trend that's more terrifying than your electricity bill, because it is ramping up. Prices have been creeping up week by week, and as you can see in PCGH, we have some details about what card is going with what kind of increase in price. So we have some details about 3 particular cards here in Germany. Of course, Zotac Gaming GeForce RTX 5090 Solid OC, as you can see, is going up to 2639 euros, which is tremendously expensive, because you know the MSRP is $2,000, or in euros it's around 1727 or 1700 euros. So clearly it's way above MSRP, because it's wild. It's clearly crazy here. As for palette, GeForce RTX 5090 Game Rock is going more than 2656. So yeah, that's about it about palette. And of course, and for MSI GeForce RTX 5090, it's looking even worse, because as you can see, it's been constantly being the same price, which is 2729. It's kind of big time crazy. And you know what the craziest part is? Even the lowest price we've seen for this particular GPU is 2642 euros. Not even near MSRP. That is wild. So basically, the supply is dropping and the stock is thinning out, and demand is still insane. Meanwhile, the Founders Edition cards stay relatively stable, yeah, for sure. But the custom models, well, of course, these are climbing faster than a cat in the thunderstorm. Interestingly, some regions are seeing tiny dips thanks to currency changes, but again, these are tiny, so we don't really have to talk about it. But yeah, it's pretty bad right now. So if you're planning to buy one, brace yourself, or better yet, wait until prices stop behaving like Elon Musk's tweets. Well, let's not get political here. So yeah, the RTX 5090 is powerful, it's beautiful, and now it's roughly the same price as a small used car. And next up, some good news from Team Green that doesn't involve a new mortgage, which is good. The NVIDIA app just got a solid update, and it actually matters, basically. So here's what we need to know about the new NVIDIA app update, which is the 11.0.5.420. Nice. So these are some new updates that we get to see here. As you can see, optimal settings support for added for 7 new games, which is Dying Light the Beast. I named it because I like this particular game a lot. That's why I named it first. But we have Battlefield 6, EA Sports FC 26, Jump Space, Lost Soul Aside, NBA 2K26, and Silent Hill F. Also a pretty good game. And moreover, we have DLSS override support added for 11 DLSS games, which is Alien Rogue Incursion, Battlefield 6, Farlight 84, Japanese Drift Master, Mavericks by Matt Jones, Stalker Call of Pripyat Enhanced Edition, Stalker Clear Sky Enhanced Edition, Stalker Shadow of Chernobyl Enhanced Edition, and we also have Silent Hill F, Super People, X4 Foundations. Now that doesn't mean it will always work perfectly. Some games might look sharper, some might look a Picasso painting in motion, of course, but it's fun to experiment. If you want to try, you can. And these DLSS override supports that are, supported here, you can just toggle DLSS forcefully, you can say that, and then enjoy some DLSS action. Not sure if it's gonna work, well. They also fix bug fixes, of course, improve language settings and boosted stability. So if you got an RTX card, this app update is worth grabbing. Think of it as a free performance patch for your GPU, and best part, it doesn't cost 2600 euros. Alright, onto the CPU side of the chaos. Intel's upcoming Core Ultra X7 358H and Ultra 5 338H have leaked again. And this time we've got some juicy benchmark numbers, so hold on. So before going into the results, of course, let's look into some specification for the Ultra X7358H. So we have performance core, which is only 4, efficiency cores are 8, and LPE cores, which are 4, and nucleophoresis, I have no idea what that is for now, but we'll know about it, which is 12XC. I'm guessing that is for the iGPU, but I could be wrong. It could be NPU. I have no idea. But we'll see the scores right now, because as you can see, Core Ultra X7358H only consuming 65 watts, runs 20,000 in Cinebench R23 multi-core. So that's a pretty good score actually, because it's only 4 cores, right? Performance cores, of course, and then there's efficiency cores, we need to consider that too, and there's new LPE cores that we also need to consider. So technically speaking, it is a pretty decent CPU, of course, definitely, because it's reaching 20,000 when you compare it to Core Ultra 7255H, which is 65 watts, 21 to 826. It's close, definitely close, so not bad. But one thing for sure, Intel's naming scheme is finally starting to make sense here now. The X means you get the stronger iGPU, more XE cores basically, which I'm guessing that is what this means. That should basically mean that it's, a much powerful iGPU. That would make more sense. While the non-X model, which we are going to talk about, obviously, dial it a bit back. So yes, it's confusing, but at least it's confusing with purpose. So, you can tell which one is more of a iGPU focus and which one isn't. We also got some other numbers here. As you can see in 3D Mark TimeSpy, Ultra X7358H is definitely way better because it's running 6,830 versus Ultra 7255H at only 3956. So definitely like double the performance. So clearly iGPU is shining in this one, and probably for laptops is gonna be pretty good. So basically these chips are part of Intel's upcoming Panther Lake H family aimed at laptops and thin and light machines. So that kind of makes sense why iGPU is more focused here. So if you're waiting for your next Ultrabook or gaming laptop, this could bring some solid gains, especially in integrated graphics. So yeah, we'll see if Intel can shine, because we already know usually Intel draws a lot of power for performance. So if they can, check that particular field and also the temperature, then we might have something, competitive. We'll see. Okay, AMD fans, your turn. During this OCP Global Summit, as you can see right here, Open Compute Project, we got this particular video that they have uploaded on YouTube. And basically here, AMD has confirmed that its next-gen Gen 6 architecture, codenamed Medusa, right over here, as you can see, Gen 6 AMD Ryzen Medusa CPU. And also we have some release date, kind of a release date, which is planned open source POR release would be which is first half of 2027. So yeah, we still have one more particular year left for this, or maybe 2, who knows. But honestly, that name fits perfectly because it's about to turn Intel's lineup to stone, because, AMD always does that. And I'm kind of being biased a little bit because, AMD being the most powerful right now. So that bias is natural. Hey, can't blame me here. So here's the scope. Zen 6 will use TSMC's 2nm N2P process for the core chiplet and 3nm N3P for their I/O die. Meaning it's going to be ridiculously efficient and blazing fast because it's TSMC, baby. You gotta talk about that. So according to rumor, it's gonna be up to 12 cores per CCD and massive 48 megabytes of L3 cache options, while consuming less power, which is kind of makes sense. So yeah, expect big performance jumps when these drop, likely in 2026 or late 2020 or early 2027, which according to open source, first half of 2027. We're not really sure about the naming scheme, of course, because 10,000 series sounds kind of too much, so they might change it, or they might adopt something new. We'll see about that, or they might keep 10,000. Who knows? We'll see. Either way, AMD is clearly aiming for the performance crown next round. At this point, the 2026 CPU war between Intel's Panther Lake and AMD's Medusa looks spicy, so get ready for something even more. So to recap, RTX 1590s are now officially luxury items. NVIDIA's app just gave gamers a new toy. Intel's new chips are sneaking up with solid numbers. And AMD just dropped a Medusa bomb for 2025. Honestly, tech right now feels like an arms race, so we'll be getting more information in the next couple of months, so buckle up. And of course, if you enjoyed the breakdown, hit the like button, drop a comment about which of these stories shocked you the most, and of course, subscribe because that's more important to me. So yeah, have a great day.